The Okmulgee County Sheriff's Office says their search for these two missing teens is over after a total of 7 bodies were found on the property of the man on the right, a convicted rapist near Henryetta. I'm Shay Rossi.
And I'm Sarah Whaley. A very tragic day with this news coming out just in the past hour. Let's go ahead and look down to our right here. Beautiful young ladies. 14-year-old Ivy Webster on the left, 16-year-old Brittany Brewer. They were at the center of that missing and endangered persons alert issued this morning.
It's absolutely heartbreaking to think what their families are going through right now. Now, they were last known to be with the rapist, Jesse McFadden, and his family. Fox 23 brought you live coverage of a news conference the sheriff held just about a half hour ago.
And we do have a team of reporters at the scene and in studio for you now. Let's start with Fox 23's crime and safety reporter Abigail Dye, who was at that news conference. Abby, what more have you learned?
Well, Sarah, I mean, this is not the update that we wanted to bring you at all. This is absolutely tragic, like you were saying, and 7 bodies found right here on this property, a very large property that the sheriff says Jesse McFadden, that convicted rapist, lives at. And he says that they've been searching all day and he can't yet identify the bodies. But of course, sadly, he did call off the search for those 2 teen girls. Now, McFadden was convicted of rape back in 2002. He was released from prison in 2020, and he was set to stand trial today for child porn charges. Now, he did not show up to his court date, and no one has heard from him or these girls since yesterday. And the Okmulgee County Sheriff, Eddie Rice, says that they've been here on this property searching all day, and of course, what they found shocks us and breaks our hearts.
Approximately at 1500 hours, we arrived out here with a search warrant. We've searched the property and we've located 7 bodies that we are in the process of trying to get the ME to be able to confirm identities of these individuals that were found. We're not going to discuss any of the facts of the case or anything like that, but we are no longer looking. We have believed to have found everything that we were seeking this morning.
Very, very tragic. Now, of course, like the sheriff said, he wasn't releasing a lot of details. He didn't say if there was any trauma. They have no cause of death. And we're staying out here to make sure to gather information for you as this investigation moves forward. Live covering news that matters, I'm Abigail Dye, Fox 23 News.
We are covering all angles of this story for you tonight.
Let's go live now to Fox 23's Michelle White. She's been at the scene all day long. Michelle, you've also been talking to Ivy Webster's mom.
Shay and Sarah, yes, I have. This is the house where Jesse McFadden lived with his wife Holly and his 3 children before that news conference, where law enforcement did confirm they found 7 bodies. I spoke with Ivy Webster's mother, and she said police did confirm to her that both her daughter and her daughter's friend and the entire McFadden family are all dead. You're looking at pictures of 14-year-old Ivy Webster and 16-year-old Brittany Brewer, 2 friends who left on Saturday morning to go out with another friend, Tiffany, who is the stepdaughter of Jesse McFadden. When the parents of the teens hadn't heard from them since Sunday morning, they called law enforcement. Ivy told her mom she was spending the night with her friends, Brewer and Tiffany, at the McFadden's house here, and the friends were planning to go to McFadden's ranch in McAllister, but the Okmulgee sheriff says they never arrived. Webster received a text from Ivy on Sunday morning, but she says she isn't sure now that that text came from her daughter. Okmulgee County Sheriff Eddie Rice says multiple agencies were working to find the teens and that the cell phones did not ping to any towers. Earlier today, McFadden's car turned up parked across the street from the property, and around 3:45, Webster's mother told me she got the news that McFadden had reportedly killed Ivy, Brittany, his 3 children, his wife, and himself. Sheriff Eddie Rice did not confirm that until the press conference, where they are still waiting for the results of the ME's office.
We Snapchatted that night because that's what me and her do. Then Sunday morning I got a message saying that she was going to McAllister to do the fence and that they should be home by 5. And I asked her if she could get home earlier if she could. She said, yeah, she'll try.
OSBI is leading this investigation from this point forward, and we will bring you more details as soon as we get them. Live in Henryetta, covering news that matters, Michelle White, Fox 23 News.
Just so heartbreaking. Yeah. Fox 23 investigative reporter Jana Clark continues our coverage now here in the studio.
Yeah, Jana, Abigail mentioned a little bit about Jesse McFadden's past, but as the investigative reporter, of course, you are digging deeper.
Yes, and McFadden does have a criminal past, and here are just a few of the things that I have found so far in the past hour. In 2004, he went to prison for rape in Pittsburgh County. He was released from prison in 2020 after serving about 16 years of his 20-year sentence. But while he was still in prison for rape, he was actually accused of sexting behind bars with a teenage girl. Court records say he used a cell phone in prison to exchange nude photos and videos with that girl. McFadden is also a lifetime registered sex offender. And get this, he was actually supposed to go to court today for 2 counts about that sexting behind bars with the underage girl. Covering news that matters, Jana Clark, Fox 23 News.
Jana, thanks. All of our reporters are digging deeper into every angle of this investigation right now.
Yeah, it is such a tragic situation. You heard Ivy Webster's mom. We'll continue to bring you live updates throughout these next 2 hours of news and on the Fox 23.